What's going on, Server Squad? If you'd like to see a few of the mods and such that I combine on weapons to try and get a really strong loadout, then stay tuned. That's coming up next.
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Whee.
Welcome back, all you guys and girls. So yeah, there's some mods in this game that work really well, especially when you combine them with one or two other mods. And there's some that don't work so well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and show you a couple of loadouts, a couple of things that I put together that I think really stand out and tend to shine. They will make your character just absolutely decimate everything. Now there's one on here that I haven't fully tested yet, so I'll start off with that one. And I think it's one that could be really good when the DLC comes out. Now I know that's a way off, but I think this is a really good one for that, or for just taking out the higher health enemies as such. So probably good in the higher tier difficulties. Just so you know, what I'm going to do is, as long as I know where I've got these, which hopefully I will have known where I've got all of them from, I will chuck it straight in a lower text just down the bottom, because otherwise if I've got to show you the location of every single one of them, this video will be really extremely long. So I'll try and include it as much as possible in the lower text. Right, kicking it off, we have this guy, and I've showed you the build guide for him. He is exceptional, but I've kind of gone one further with him, and what I've chucked on, it all comes down to this, and it's the chainsaw sword. Now I'm not going to go over the builds as such with this video. All I'll do, I'll show you what I'm chucking on as mods, because that should help you with working out what you want roughly on the sword, or if you want to play around a bit. Now, like I said, this is the only one I've not tried and tested too much, to be perfectly honest. So give it a little whirl yourself and tell me if I'm completely wrong. But as far as I see, this build should be amazing for taking down that tick damage off of the high health guys. So what we're going to do is, if you have a little look, you only get 2 mods on the sword. But the sword itself does bleed damage. And as far as I'm aware, it's probably the best melee weapon in the game, definitely for the bladed version as such. The handle, I've stuck with the crit chance, so 15% crit chance. Amazing, absolutely amazing. You can get this really early game, like ridiculously early, and it makes your melee guy really strong at the start of the game. And just down here, what I've put on it, this one I don't see many people using, but like I said, this could be really good for a melee character going into the DLC when it comes out, or for taking down higher health targets by draining their health with dot damage or damage over time. So this right here has 100% a chance to apply poisoned, but the sword itself already has a 100% chance. I'm just going to double check that to make sure I'm not cracking up. 100% chance to apply bleeding. So basically, if you're going to go up and hit someone with this sword, if you don't outright kill them, they should have 2 damage over time effects going off on them, proccing each turn. Now I'm not sure exactly how much it is, but I think it's something along the lines of 5% to 7% for damage over time effects in this. So they will be getting at least 10% damage over time of their health each round. So like I said, this could be a really fun build for when the DLC hits, or just for trying it in some of the later stages, just to actually have a little damage over time effect, because there's not really much that you use that for in this game at the moment, where you can kind of just absolutely massacre everything with explosive damage in one round as such. Right, just over here, and we have the jackhammer shotgun. Now if you know anything about this shotgun, you'll know that it is ridiculously powerful, and very possibly the most powerful gun in the game at the moment. I would say if you've got someone in your game with this, and someone in your game with a really high powered sniper at the moment, that's pretty much the round done. So how can you kit this out? If you have a little look over it, I've got a normal scope, an underbarrel, a mag and a choke. But what I was thinking is chuck on this one just over here, and the reason for that, if you have a little look, this has got 9 meter range. That's huge, that is absolutely huge. But just imagine this, the crit chance might be -5, but you can kind of get away with putting some of that on your gear pieces. So get a bit of the crit back, Even if you wanted to put Animal Whisperer on, you could get up to another 50% crit chance. But this right here, 9 meter range on that shotgun is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And if you had a look, in one of my builds I said I really liked the range. It does well in a lot of circumstances. But I was, as someone informed me, and they were very right, and I did put it in the video at the time, you do miss out a little bit on that cone size. But now, if you have a look, 4 meters, 5, 6, 7 meters I've got on that. So this right here is going to give us 9 meters on its own. That is amazing. And if you have a little look here, go down to your choke, and just over here you now have the ragged choke. Now, like I said, I love the range, but look at that cone angle. So now you can get, what would that be, 6 meter range? Still quite feasible. As long as you've got a lot of movement on this character, that is still a fair amount of range. And now it's got a cone angle of plus 30. That is absolutely ridiculous. If you didn't want to lose any range, I think you can get a cone angle of plus 20 on a normal chuck. But I think this is well worth testing. I think you're going to do some crazy area effect damage with this. I think you're going to pick up a lot of multi-kills because you will just catch so many ads in the target area. And obviously you'll have devastation on this, and devastation gives you extra damage per person caught in that cone effect or in that firing range. So for here, as I've already said in one of my previous videos, by no means take this for granted. This is probably the best mag in the game, -1 AP to attack. It makes the jackhammer shotgun shoot for 2 AP. You're going to hit nigh on 50% of the ads using the far sight computer assisted scope and using the ragged choke, and over here changing its damage type to probably fire or explosive, along with the right build and along with this mag, and this is game changing. Absolutely game changing. Chuck it on your build, chuck these mods on this weapon, and you will absolutely dominate. Right, so this next one, it actually revolves around this weapon right here, and there's no word of a lie, I did not really think much of this gun. Basically, in one of my previous videos, one of the subscribers, and I hope I don't butcher your name, if I do I apologise, XLaserLX, basically said that the Ripper completely outclasses the PDW. And I was in two minds. I was a little bit like, look, I've never tried this gun, the PDW is one of the best guns in the game, I'm not sure. I'm sure now. I'm pretty sure he's right. That gun is ridiculous overpowered. It's basically like holding on to a half AP minigun. It's so strong, and one thing that makes it even stronger, if you can get high hit on your build and make it so that you're getting that hit chance and not worrying about it too much, pretty much this mod right here, the shortened barrel. So for example, say for example we put this on, it now changes it to 76 damage times 10. That's a lot of damage. That really is. It might not sound like a lot, but later in the game when you think each one of those could crit or mega crit, that's a lot of damage. It's 10 bullets. You're gonna be doing some real good damage. And what you could do is chuck on something such as this right here with the nice crit chance. Like I said, only if you can make the hit. If not, chuck on maybe something like this to get a little bit of hit chance. But if you've got it, chuck on this for the crit. Kind of cover what you can in the build. If you've got crit in the build and you want to put a bit more hit chance on, put a hit chance on your scope. Also, what I tend to do, if it was me, put an underbarrel on that changes it to explosive. That will definitely make it so this just devastates whatever you are shooting at. Especially if you can get it so that you can have a little bit of charisma in your build, so that you're getting that special move off quite a lot. This gun will absolutely massacre any foe in the game. But yeah, this gun with those types of mods, as long as you can revolve the build around it, and obviously you'll want the right background and quirks as such, but once you do, this gun with the right mods will be devastating. Lastly, but by no means least on this one, I must admit I'm not going to cover the explosive versions at the moment, such as the javelins or the nukazuka, because as of the time of doing this I feel like they're so strong that they don't really need to be covered too much at the moment. If you think I'm wrong and you want to know some more about it, then let me know in the comments, but most of the time they pretty much massacre everything. But this right here, this is one of my new favourite things in the game, the snipers. Since they've fixed chain ambush, snipers now are absolutely amazing. Bring them out of your bank, don't delete them anymore, don't get rid of them or just keep them in storage forever. They are really, really good. 1 or 2 snipers in your build and your build will absolutely massacre everything on the first couple of turns. Now with this, I'm not going to go over too much because I think what you should do, put a barrel on that will just give you as much extra damage as possible. If you want to initiate, then probably put on some sneak attack damage. But honestly, it's up to you. The main thing you'll want is a lot of range, so find a scope with a lot of range. The underbarrel, find it with a bit of crit chance, such as this, but I would save all of the best mods for some of the other ones and leave it a little bit like this, maybe a little bit stronger if you can. But the main thing you'll want will be the magazine. Now I've not managed to find this magazine in the game yet, so please if any of you subscribers or anyone watching this video has found it, please drop it in the comments, as I cannot find it anywhere in the game and I have searched high and low, so I must be missing something or I've walked out of an area without picking it up. But you can find a magazine in this game called an oversized mag, and it holds 8 in the magazine. It costs an extra 1 to the AP to reload apparently, but it holds 8 in the magazine. Just to put that in perspective, if you can make your sniper strong enough that it kills everything in one shot, you will have, on this gun alone, your normal clip size is 4, you'll have 8 on top of that. If you are strong enough to make a build that can one-shot pretty much every enemy, you'll kill 12 enemies alone just with this weapon, just with a standalone sniper once you set them to chain ambush. So it's up to you. If you want to put all your hardest hitting stuff on here, say for example you wanted to put that choke on here, for example that one, not choke, sorry, shortened barrel on here instead of the other one, the Ripper, then you could. It is completely your choice. Whatever you've got to do to make this powerful enough to actually take them out in one shot. But a lot of times with the right mods as such and with the right backgrounds and things, your sniper can pretty much do that anyway. As soon as you've got that high intelligence and high luck, you will be doing ridiculous damage with this. And I myself have killed at least 6 in a row just from setting them to ambush. And this isn't the strongest build. So if you put it to explosive or if you change it to something else, you could quite easily get a stronger build, but try to get that mag if you can. Like I said, please someone drop it in the comments. If you can't get that mag, just get a standard one with 4 or 6, and that way you will definitely still get loads of kills, but this way it will be game changing if you find that 8 mag. If I do work out where it is, or if someone lets me know, I will chuck it straight underneath in the comments, or if I find out beforehand, I'll put it in the subtext. Right guys and girls, as always, I hope that's helped a few of you out. If you think you found a stronger build or you know a few things that you can put together, then chuck it in the comments. It is always good to learn, it is always good for the community to see different build guides, to find out things that we don't already know, because this game's all about testing out stuff and kind of learning as you go. But as always guys and girls, if you're not subscribed and you'd like to become part of the Sofa Squad, then hit that subscribe and bell icon, and I'll be bringing you all the latest and greatest for Xbox and soon Xbox Series X. As always, take care, I'll see you on the next day.